They say academia is a pursuit of truth, but in my department, it was a pursuit of survival. I spent 4 years in the basement lab of the university working on Project Aether. It was an algorithm designed to predict market crashes before they happened. It wasn't just a thesis, it was my life's work. I slept on a cot next to the servers. I forgot what sunlight looked like. My mentor was Professor Sterling. He was charming, famous, and had a smile that could sell ice to an Eskimo. But he hadn't published original research in a decade. He fed off his students like a vampire. One Tuesday at 3 a.m., I cracked it. The code worked. The simulation predicted the 2008 crash with 99% accuracy. It was a Nobel-level discovery. I was shaking. I printed the results and ran to Sterling's office the next morning. "Professor," I gasped, placing the stack of papers on his mahogany desk. "It works! We did it!" He put on his glasses. He read it in silence for 20 minutes. His face was unreadable. Then he took off his glasses and sighed. "This is disappointing, Maya," he said softly. My heart stopped. "What?" "The math is derivative," he lied, tossing my papers into the recycling bin, "and the methodology is reckless. If you publish this, you'll be the laughingstock of the department. It's garbage." "But the data," I stammered. "The data is flawed," he snapped, slamming his hand on the desk. "You are not ready for a PhD. In fact, I'm recommending your dismissal from the program for academic incompetence." I was stunned. He didn't just reject my work, he destroyed my career. 2 weeks later, I was expelled. I lost my funding, I lost my visa, I had to move back to my parents' house, disgraced. 6 months passed. I was working as a barista, trying to forget Project Aether. Then I saw it. On the TV in the coffee shop, CNN breaking news. Professor Sterling wins the Turing Innovation Award for his revolutionary market prediction algorithm. I dropped the pitcher of milk. I watched him on screen, wearing a tuxedo, holding my charts, using my metaphors. Even the name, he called it the Sterling Protocol. He hadn't thrown my papers away. He waited until I was gone, and he put his name on the cover. I didn't scream. I went home and opened my old laptop. Sterling thought he was a genius, but he made one critical mistake. He was lazy. He didn't write the code, he just stole it. And because he didn't write it, he didn't know about the ghost variable. In cartography, map makers insert fake streets, called trap streets, to catch plagiarists. If someone copies the map, they copy the fake street too. I did the same. Deep in the kernel of the algorithm, I had buried a variable named variable x24. It looked like a necessary constant, but it wasn't. Sterling was scheduled to present his discovery at the Global Tech Summit in San Francisco, a live, televised keynote. I drained my savings account to buy a ticket. I sat in the back row wearing a hoodie. Sterling was on stage, basking in the applause. "It took me years of solitary calculation," he bragged into the microphone, "just me and the numbers." He opened the floor for questions. I walked to the microphone in the center aisle. "Professor Sterling," I said, my voice echoed through the auditorium. He squinted. He recognized me. His smile twitched. "Ah, a former student. Make it quick." "I have a question about the source code," I said, holding up my phone, which was connected to the auditorium's public Wi-Fi screen share. I hacked the guest login. I am a coder after all. "In line 4000, you use variable x24. Can you explain its mathematical function?" Sterling laughed nervously. "It's a stabilizing constant, very complex. Next question." "It's not a constant," I interrupted. "It's a cipher." "If you convert the hexadecimal values of variable x24 into ASCII text," I typed furiously on my phone so it projected on the massive screen behind him, "it doesn't create a number." The screen lit up. The code rearranged itself. Letters started to form. M-A-Y-A-W-A-S-H-E-R-E. The crowd gasped. "It spells Maya was here. My name, buried in the code you claim you wrote. Sterling turned pale. He looked at the screen, then at me. He had no answer, because he didn't write it. You didn't solve the market, Professor. You just control-C'd and control-V'd my life. I hit enter one last time. The screen flashed a time-stamped log from the university server, showing the file creation date under my user ID 6 months before he discovered it. Ladies and gentlemen, I told the stunned audience, the Sterling protocol is actually my PhD thesis, and he just failed his defense. I walked out of that auditorium to a standing ovation, not for him, but for the truth. The university launched an investigation the next morning. Sterling was stripped of his tenure and his award. His career is over. Me, I got my PhD, and I renamed the algorithm back to Aether. Lesson learned: you can steal an idea, but you can't steal the mind that created it.